1940s began, America faced its most intimidating enemy to date, the Nazis. They are a powerful regime that America has been fighting since they joined World War II. Although the Germans are a powerful force, they have taken the offense, and by early 1945, the great American army has defeated their rivals. However, the war is not over yet. The Japanese were still fighting, and the famous battles illustrated by the mighty American army, such as the Battle of Midway, Okinawa, and Iwo Jima, the Japanese were looking weak. However, the Japanese were not looking for surrender, and the US government had to turn to its secret weapon of mass destruction. The controversial atomic bomb was completed, and you can see its raw destructive capabilities here, at the Trinity test. 2 atomic bombs were dropped on Japan, one in Nagasaki and the other in Hiroshima. Shortly after its use, the Japanese surrendered. Soldiers returned home on Victory over Japan Day, nicknamed VJ Day, which was celebrated across the US as soldiers returned home. Once again, the US showed its military strength, and is another reason why the 1940s are the best decade. A reporter managed to catch up to President Truman and get a statement supporting why the 1940s is the best decade. This is what he had to say.
Mr. President,
Mr. Truman.
Mr. President,
Mr. Truman.
Mr. President.
Why do you think the 1940s is the best decade?
1940s. Well, the 1940s, obviously, we won the war. Very ecstatic about that. I do think so myself. Next, we got this great booming economy after the war. And then, with this booming economy, since we should have come back home, we decided to make more babies. So we have a baby boom. And we have a great housing market, so you can just buy houses if you want. Now guys, I have to go. Love Truman.
Not only were the 1940s a time for political and economic prosperity, but the social aspects definitely added to the greatness of the decade. The 1940s experienced a rise in swing jazz as it became the most popular genre of music to listen to. Bebop jazz and swing jazz defined this decade as they created America's own unique sound in the world. In film, Hollywood was producing numerous famous movies such as Casablanca and It's a Wonderful Life. Also, a new film genre named film noir became very popular. These movies were black and white crime movies and were a favorite in America. Walt Disney also released famous animated movies like Dumbo, Bambi, and Pinocchio. These movies made America the forerunner in entertainment and defined the golden age of Hollywood. Famous works of literature were also released during this time. Books like Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller and For Whom the Bell Tolls by Ernest Hemingway are still read today.
Up in the sky! Look! It's a plane! It's a plane! It's Superman!
Another very popular form of literature that exploded onto the scene were comic books. Every kid in America had a favorite superhero that they looked up to and wanted to be, from Superman to Batman to Spider-Man. The 1940s were also accompanied by the uprising of the TV. TV stations were created in the late 1940s, and this created a big buzz, as people could now watch live sporting events, watch the news, or watch cartoons. And now we have an interview on this topic.
Hello, and now we're with professional boxer Sugar Ray Robinson.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Hi, how do you think the television has affected your career?
The television has affected my career because now that we're having live sporting events, many people around the country can watch me perform.
And why do you think the 1940s is the best decade?
The 1940s is obviously the best decade because we're having new types of film, like film noir, which is a crazy type of new movies that people are watching all around the country. And we're also having jazz music, which is starting to become listened to by many around the country as well as new comic books that are coming out, like Batman, who is being read by a lot of kids around the world these days.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.
The 1940s were a decade of wartime victory, economic success, wanted progression, and clearly the best decade to live in. Thank you for watching.